From Houston, Texas, and around the world. It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Boom! Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me as always. Want to thank everybody. Want to thank the people stepping inside the Hall of Fame, getting your champagne wishes, caviar dreams. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I got a huge week upon me. We got No Mercy going on Saturday in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and I tell you, I think I'm more excited about that more than anything for my week to come. Femi versus Trick Williams to unify the TNA World Championship and the NXT Championship, man. Two monsters, man. Two monsters. I'm talking about all man, no bread, no water, just meat stepping inside the ring. So I'm definitely looking forward to that, as well as we're coming off of a huge weekend, WrestlePalooza. We definitely got to talk about it. Been getting a lot of mixed reviews. We definitely got to talk about it. My girl Stephanie Vaquer. We definitely got to talk about it. We got a big event going down at Reality Wrestling this week as well. I don't even know. Raja Jackson got arrested. Where should we start, man? You know what? Before we even get started, how you feel, dog? How you feel?
You know, Buck, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We had, I will say this, actually, for people who don't know, we got to cover WrestlePalooza for ESPN Radio nationally on Friday night.
You know what? That might have been the biggest show of the week.
I was gonna say, we have been doing this show for several years, and I've been doing radio since I was very young. And that night might have been my favorite night in broadcasting because we laughed through a 2-hour broadcast nonstop, and I don't think I've had so much fun on the show before. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. You know what I mean? Trick Williams actually stopped by.
Trick Willie.
You know what I mean? And gave his thoughts on what's going to go down this weekend in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, against that monster, that man, Femi, man, the ruler. I'm loving it. I'm loving seeing these two brothers go out there, headline this thing. And like I say, for the unification of two major championships. Definitely highly anticipating that match, that matchup right there, man. But I think we need to start at WrestlePalooza, right?
I think so. I think we start at the Palooza. Were you Paloozed? That's what everyone was wondering. Were you WrestlePaloozed? Because I'll tell you what, I had a whole hell of a lot better time watching WrestlePalooza on Saturday night on ESPN Unlimited, which I gladly, subscribe to watch the show, than I did watching those Texans go out there and break my heart again. So I don't know. I know there's mixed reviews over WrestlePalooza. But when I look at my sports weekend, I was thoroughly entertained more than I was on Sunday afternoon.
Texans look real bad, man. that kid, that CJ. He just don't look like he's in the game. Seem like he's somewhere else right now. And then I watched them Dallas Cowboys. I mean, we might have a new quarterback in Dallas.
You think?
We might have a new quarterback. I'm serious, man. Cause Dak just, man, I don't think Dak got the goods. I really don't.
I don't either.
I've been behind this guy for a long time, but I really don't. I'm really believing to think. I'm beginning to think that Dak Prescott really don't have the goods. I'm really believing that now, man. I'm serious.
I mean, honestly, I think Dak had a couple seasons when him and Ezekiel were running that 1-2 punch, and Ezekiel Elliott was playing phenomenally. That was a great season. His first season when he took over from Tony Romo, I think they had 8 wins in a row. I think he won his first 8 games, something like that. My memory might be a little bit off on that, but I haven't seen a whole hell of a lot of Dak after that. And I will say, when we got CJ and CJ balled out in 23 and 24, I go, Dallas, who? You know what? Y'all can just stay up 45 North.
Zeke, he's still in Dallas, right?
Well, I'm saying when Zeke
no, but I'm just saying he's still in Dallas, right?
You know what? I don't really know if Ezekiel.
I think Ezekiel Elliott still in Dallas. I think he's just riding the bench. I think they bring him in every now and then on third downs and let him do a little bit of something. Am I right? Am I correct?
They cut him last season. Season. He's on the Los Angeles Chargers practice squad.
Oh my God, what a difference a day make!
Wow,
in that game right there, man. Zeke was on top of his game, and then all of a sudden, bam, just gone like that. But no, man, football was definitely disappointing and depressing to watch this weekend for me as a whole. I just didn't get that. Kansas City Chiefs went out there and got a win, though.
They finally got a win. Finally got a win, first of their season.
They had a team with it's the Giants. I mean, that they could go out there and get a win, but they're on the board now. But nah, man, let's talk about Palooza. Let's talk about Palooza. Let's get into it, man.
Okay. How much did you enjoy Corey Graves getting F5? That's what I want to know.
You know what, man? I want to send my condolences out to Corey Graves and his family. You know what I mean? Because right now Corey's going through a whole lot. From what I heard, I don't want to put too much out there, but from what I'm hearing, Corey Graves, just think about this. Think about this. Corey Graves used to be a wrestler, right?
He did.
Yeah,
for a
hot minute. Let me just put that out there for a hot minute. Corey Graves was an active wrestler, and then was sidelined due to back or neck injury, concussion protocol.
I think it was concussion issues.
Concussion protocol.
Yeah,
and then not having taken a bump in 8 years.
That would be correct. About eight, maybe a little bit longer than that.
Maybe 10 years, maybe. This dude is in dire straits right now.
Yeah.
He's not feeling very, 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 very well right now. So Corey Graves, hopefully you get back on the horse and get back in the game sometime soon. Because the thing is this here, Corey, if you stay out too long, somebody would take your spot.
In a second.
Okay? So my advice is suck it up, son. Suck it up. All right?
Who could possibly take his spot on SmackDown? You think
that question right there makes you say, who could it be? Who could show up on Friday? Oh, hold on, let me get that picture right. Who could show up on Friday night SmackDown to take Corey's place? All right. Who could it be?
We'll find out.
It's got to be somebody. WrestlePalooza. Well,
yeah.
Let's be honest. A lot of people are saying that wasn't the greatest night of WWE's performances. As far as one of the greatest shows from the WWE, even ESPN gave it not such a stellar report. We got to talk about that. But they did give Stephanie Vaquer and Io Sky, Sky ratings as far as that match. That match was definitely the one that went out there and let everybody see what the ladies can go out there and do. I mean, I'm talking about at the highest level. I want to say congratulations to Stephanie Vaquer for literally catching lightning in a bottle I'm talking about that meteoric rise from NXT to the main roster all the way to the World Championship. I want to give that young lady a lot of props here inside the Hall of Fame. She did it. She did it. And she's done it in grand fashion. She's a hell of a performer. She's a hell of a wrestler. And she's a hell of an entertainer. Stephanie Vaquer, congratulations to you for becoming the El Gran Campeón. Oh, yes.
You know, I have a lot of thoughts on WrestlePalooza, and I want to start with this. I read the article on our own ESPN.com from, I think it was Andreas Hale, who wrote the article, who I've bumped into here and there in the wrestling media circles. I don't know if he and I always have a opinion that agrees with one another, and this is another one where I will zag most happily when he zigs on this one, because there's 5 matches on the show. 5. Only 5. Okay. And not one match was bad. 2 matches I thought were stellar. One was the crown jewel of the show, which was, of course, the women's world title match that you were talking about.
Yeah.
I thought that Cody and Drew had a hell of a time. The mixed tag may have been the best mixed tag match I've ever seen as far as those matches go. And then
I was wrong on that one.
It's all right. It's all right. I was a little wrong too. I didn't think that it was
always wrong when it comes to wrestling, though.
But as far as your prediction went, and then as far as the Brock and Cena match, was it what I expected? No. Was it an all-time classic? No. Was it kind of what they did at SummerSlam 2014? Yes. But was Brock dominant and did a Brock Lesnar match? Absolutely. And then when you talk about the Usos versus the Vision with LA Knight mixed in there, you know, it was a fun tag team match. So there wasn't a bad match on the show. How do you give a show that has what we saw in that women's world title match and the world title match and a mixed tag match? How do you give that a C? That's crazy. That's a crazy take.
Well, I look at it from like so many different perspectives. You know what I mean? It's like we just are coming off the heels of Crawford Canelo. All right? Yeah. And for me, it wasn't the greatest fight in the world that I've seen, but it was a really, really good fight.
Yeah.
Was it you know, Hagler Hearns? You know, was it Leonard Duran? No, it was it that war between 2 guys? No, but it was a technical battle between 2 experts at their craft, 2 pugilists. But some people would say that was a C. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of people would say that was a C. So I see exactly, you know, what people could be coming from. But when I look at professional wrestling, I look at it from a different perspective. I look at it from a whole, and that whole is, you know, not that it's not easy to go out there and knock it out of the park every time, but we got to actually lay in and overlay stories to actually get to where we're going. We really don't know where this story between John Cena and Brock Lesnar actually could be, possibly, perhaps, maybe going. So when people rush to judgment, you know what I mean? That's Johnny Cochran. That's what he would say. When people would rush to judgment on a situation and just, you know, put it out there in the atmosphere that, you know, it was this or that. You know, I always say, sit back, watch, and wait, because the best is yet to come. That's the way I look at it.
I'm right there with you, but we can talk more about WrestlePalooza. I think we're up against a break here. So
take a break. Man. Stick around, man. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Fellas, let's talk about confidence. The kind of confidence that counts when it's time to step up and deliver. And that's where Blue Chew comes in. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets designed to help men achieve stronger, harder, and longer lasting erections. We're talking about getting in the game and staying in it.
And you know what they say, man, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And with Blue Chew, you can take these chewables anytime, day or night. So you're always good to go when the opportunity strikes. And the best part, the entire process is done online. No doctor's visits, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy.
Ooh, yeah. And Blue Chew is putting their money where their mouth is, offering you a whole month for free. It's simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com and consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once approved,
You'll receive your prescription delivered discreetly right to your door, made in the USA and ready to go when you are.
Now, Brad, let's get real. Does it work, man? They'll mistake you for a soldier at full salute. You'll be pitching a tent like a true Eagle Scout, man. Blue Chew won't stop until every man is bricked up like a brick house. That's the mission, dog.
And listen, confidence is key, especially when you're all bricked up. There's nothing sexier than a man who's ready to go. And at BlueChew.com, they can help bring that energy when it matters most. Don't miss out on what could be the best night of your life. Make life easier by getting harder. Discover your options at BlueChew.com, and we've got a deal just for our listeners. Try your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com, use the promo code Booker, and there's more details and important safety information. And as always, we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast.
Oh, yeah, man. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, y'all. We talking some WrestlePalooza right now, and you know what? I'm not naive. I see the comments. A lot of people say it wasn't that great of a show, and the thing is, I'm not going to sit here and try to defend whether it was that great of a show to anyone that watched it or anything like that, because there again, I'm not that talking head. I'm not that pundit trying to write the show. I say when somebody want to write the show, they go get their own, like I did with reality wrestling, but I do say WWE did like I don't know how many shows in a row to where it was, you know, a home run after home run after home run, and people were questioning, you know, what was going to happen, you know, in a lot of those PLEs, because it wasn't a whole lot of buildup going into a lot of those PLEs. Remember you and I, we talked about that. Yeah. And every time they would freaking knock it out of the park. Well, I'm going to sit here and just tell you, it's so freaking hard to knock it out of the park each and every time, especially when you got certain talent not in the game, like a Roman Reigns sitting on the sideline right now that, you know, perhaps is needed. You know, injuries, you know, whatnot, you know, with certain talent. That's just part of the game. But I tell you, there again, sit back, watch, and wait. I think at the end of the day, Cena's exit is going to be something that's going to be, I could be wrong. But normally I'm right on stuff like this. I think Cena's exit is going to be something that's really, really dramatic to where the fans go, wow, that was a hell of a way to walk away from this business. Hopefully that's the outcome.
I can't imagine that they have been in creative meetings all year for John Cena and not knowing kind of what they were going to do. Now, of course, plans pivoted when he went heel, and that I think that going heel and having that moment in Cena's last run was the right call. Did the heel turn live up to what we may have all wanted? No, but I still think I would have done it 9 times out of 10, exactly how they did it, because what a moment it was. What a moment, man.
I don't know. You know, and I disagree with you on that. I disagree with you on that. Me personally, I don't know if I would have, you know, did the heel thing. Not because it didn't work out, because it didn't work out. Let's just be honest. That didn't work out. Nobody wanted to see John Cena as a heel. That's just not something that I don't think people want to see. But as far as John Cena's finish, the way this thing is going to turn out at the end, I think people are going to be thoroughly pleased. I could be wrong. But I think so. Just because he's that guy that's willing to go out there and put the work in. For John Cena to take 5 F5s on his way out, it tells me a whole lot about the dude. Just that alone, being put in that position, it tells me that he's still giving to the business on his way out.
Look, he's the consummate professional. I don't think that this shocks anybody that John Cena is trying to do right by the business and doing whatever the company says that they want him to do in order to set them up for 2026. Because after 2025, John Cena is not going to be competing in the WWE anymore. And I don't know how often we even see him around, like even in a ambassador role. I feel like he's really going to ride off into the sunset, but I could be wrong on that last part. But as far as him turning heel and not going the way we all wanted it to, yeah, it didn't. But what a moment that Elimination Chamber was. And I don't think that if John just continued to do the I'm coming out, I'm John Cena like you've always known me, what would he have been doing for those months? I don't know. I really don't know if it had been compelling. I think it was worth taking a swing. In his last opportunity you ever had to do it, I think it was worth taking a swing. And as far as Brock goes, Brock looks like he's been doing 3-a-days in the gym, and he talked to Frank Thomas and got some of them new genetics. because he looked great. I think that was a 48 special, brother. He looked phenomenal out there.
He
On,
do look jacked up on Nugenics, I must say that.
oh man,
He does look
creatine powder,
you know.
Nugenics. I think he had some elk meat. In Canada, he would do whatever it was.
Been
You know what I
talking
mean?
to Liver King,
He was talking to Liver King. Well, I don't know, man. Liver King too busy trying to fight Joe Rogan. Well, I think look, what do you want from Brock and Cena? Like, I guess what did people want? I'm not saying it wasn't the best match on the show, and if I was honestly going to rank them, it'd probably be last out of the 5.
I watched the match. I watched the match. I watched that match. It had some really, really good dramatic moments.
A lot of drama. Yeah.
I mean, if you watched it from that perspective, it had some really good dramatic moments. And I say, for the naysayers and doubters, I say go back and watch the footage. When they pan the crowd and watch those kids and see them crying and real tears coming out of their eyes. This is what I always said as a babyface. If I could get a real tear to come out of somebody's eye, I've done my job for that night. And that's what I say to the naysayers, the doubters, the unbelievers. Just go back and just pan the crowd. Don't even watch the match. Just pan the crowd and see what you see. You're going to see a lot of emotion. You're going to see a lot of drama, a lot of theatrics. And this match had a lot of that. Was it the greatest? Was it a 5-star match? Anybody turn any flips? No. But as far as giving me drama, I thought it was a good match.
Yeah, I thought that as far as the drama goes, especially even in the announcements, I was hyped up during the announcements. So I knew I was kind of bought in because the weight that these two guys carry. But I don't know. It wasn't the match of the night by any stretch of the imagination. But there was a lot of drama in there. And I think that from Brock and Cena, you're talking about two old storytellers. They like to tell a story. And perhaps that story, like you said, Book, this is just chapter 1. This is the first of a trilogy, maybe. I don't know. Is Brock going to be the last John Cena opponent? And then after Brock and Cena do their run, where do you go from with Brock after that? That's what I'm really trying to think about. Like, where does Brock Lesnar go, let's say, for WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas? I would love to see him lock horns with somebody like Obafemi one day, or I'd love to see him go out there and do it against Gunther and have that WrestleMania match they were supposed to have in Philadelphia. There's a lot of ways you can go with Brock. And I think that if you bring Brock in and Cena beats him just to give yourself a Cena win or whatever the case might be in the first match, doesn't really do much for anybody, right? It doesn't do anything for anybody. If Cena comes in and beats him, what does that do? Does nothing for anybody.
I mean, I agree. You don't have to convince me.
You're the one I'm arguing with. What is
I'm not arguing with you here. Excuse me, edit that. I'm
you
not
do
arguing.
my job harder.
No, as far as Brock goes, I don't know where you're gonna go with him after this. But you're gonna have, a few people in line that's looking to make a play, or that could be that unexpected entry. As far as boom, you know what I mean? The spotlight automatically shines down on whoever it may be, and that guy is looking to take Brock on. But you're exactly right. John Cena beating Brock Lesnar right off the bat, it does nothing for anyone. And I've been listening to people talk about they could have done this, they could have done that. Yeah, they could have. I guess but they didn't. But I do think at the end of the day, I really believe that John Cena and perhaps Brock Lesnar, that could be the final night for John Cena. And when that night happens, I think the fans are all those kids that were crying, man, they're gonna be rejoicing. They're gonna be having. And the thing is, are they gonna show up? You damn right, they're gonna show up. They're gonna show up. You know what I mean? So man, I'm just looking forward to the drama and seeing how this thing plays out.
Yeah, no. You and I both. And I think that as far as WrestlePalooza goes, I do want to say we're referencing the ESPN article, so we might as well say exactly what was said in that article. They gave that letter grade of the John Cena match and Brock Lesnar a C, and C minus, excuse me. And they said that Lesnar dominated early, reintroducing Cena to Suplex City. Lesnar down and went for 5-knuckle shuffle when Lesnar was down. Brock interrupted. He leveled John Cena with an F5 to pick up a dominant win. There were about 6 moves in the 9-minute match. It pretty much is what you would expect out of Lesnar. So do you want him doing a dive to the outside? Do we want a Brock Lesnar Canadian destroyer? Because he is from Canada now. I don't know. What do you want from Brock? What would have made that match an A+ if Brock's just going to be Brock? If you're not in on Brock, you're not going to be in on the match. But Brock Lesnar is a top 10 worker in the past 15 years. You cannot tell me that Brock Lesnar isn't top tier at what he does. And that building you saw in Indianapolis, all due respect to the rest of the card, the pay-per-views that were purchased or the unlimited signups that were made for WrestlePalooza, I'd say 75% of it goes to Lesnar versus Cena. People wanted to see it. And in wrestling, we call that a draw. It's not about the number of moves you do. It's the number of people you can put in the seats.
I mean, I agree with that. 100%. I don't know when we started grading matches like A. You know what I mean? I guess we went from the star rating to the ABC, A+ rating. You know, what's up? What's over A+? What'd you get?
I think it's the highest. A+ is the high. A++.
A++. Yeah, man. I thought it was a good match. I thought it was a damn good match leading to wherever those guys are going to go, if they're going to go somewhere. Could it have been better? Of course it could have been better. Could it have been a hell of a lot worse? Of course it could have been worse. Was it a Brock Lesnar, John Cena typical match? I think so. We got to take a break, though. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Hey, y'all, Booker T here alongside with my main man, Brad Gilmore. And today we're talking about something that could really change the game when it comes to how you get paid.
That's right, Booker, because let's face it, life doesn't just happen every 2 weeks. So why wait for a payday? With EarnIn, the money you've earned already can be in your hands today.
EarnIn is this incredible app that lets you access your pay as you earn it. We're talking about up to $100 per day and up to $750 each pay period.
All you got to do is download the EarnIn app, verify your paycheck, and boom, you can access up to $100 a day as you work. And the cool part, you just leave an optional tip, and any money you access plus the tip gets repaid when your next paycheck rolls in.
You know, Brad, I'm always talking about staying ready so you don't have to get ready, right? Imagine having that extra cash for that surprise date night, or maybe when you have to take the furry little friend to the vet unexpectedly. You know.
Absolutely, Booker. Or even those times when you need to grab a last-minute gift, or maybe you're a little short on rent, or hey, even you might want to pick up some new gear for yourself or your kids or your lady.
Folks, make EarnIn part of your financial playbook. Join over 3.5 million customers who are finding financial stability and peace of mind thanks to EarnIn.
So don't wait around for a payday. Get your money when you need it and take control of your finances. Download EarnIn today and experience what it's like to access pay on your terms.
Get started with EarnIn now and join the millions who are getting their pay their way. It's time to EarnIn, not just earn. Check it out, man. Boom, welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Just talking a little WrestlePalooza and how everything pretty much what was that? Everything went down, man. What about the Vision match with the Usos and main event Jey Uso taking a hard shot, man? I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, he was out of it.
Yeah, he got busted open and was bleeding throughout a lot of the match. And I think that as far as a tag team match that you have, I mean, there was a solid match. Was there anything like ordinarily, extraordinarily special about it? No, but was it something?
Let's be honest.
Yeah,
you could tell those guys were off. All right, you could tell the chemistry just wasn't there. All right, you come on. Let's just be honest here.
You're saying the chemistry between the two teams or between the partners on the team?
Yeah, between the two teams.
Okay.
I mean, you could tell it was just, if I'm not mistaken, that might be their first time,
Yes,
working together or anything like that. Jimmy and Jay just getting back together. It's like Bagwell said when him and I had that match. My timing's off, Book's timing's off. it was you could even from the chair shot hitting Brunson Reed for that to happen.
Yeah.
For the chair to ricochet back and catch you square in the center of your forehead. Things aren't clicking tonight. Let's chalk it up and let's get this. You could tell the spear at the end. You know, it wasn't a Braun Breaker's usual spear. You know, I commend LA Knight, you know, for going out there and quarterbacking that thing the way he did. I definitely give him if anybody should get an A is LA Knight. LA Knight. You know what? You know, give LA Knight an A. All right. Because damn it, he went out there and quarterbacked that thing and got those guys, you know, back on the right track when they were actually veering off kilter there a little bit, you know. So it wasn't the greatest. It wasn't the greatest tag match, but there again, it's hard to go out there and perform at the highest level each and every time. It just is. It just is.
Well, our ESPN colleague gave it a C. Said slow pace. It wasn't a bad match, but the Usos have certainly had better outings. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, they have.
They've had much better outings than that, and they haven't worked together in quite some time. And I think this is the first meeting between all the teams. Now, that doesn't mean that they should put on a subpar performance or anything like that, but I don't think it was subpar. I think it was, look, it was second match out on the card. It's a tag match, you know, trying to sign these young kids up.
It's just simple, man. Sometimes you're out there and things just don't click. Sometimes things just don't gel. You've heard the old adage, I just didn't have it tonight. And I know I've come through that curtain many, many a times. And, you know, and I look to my right and I tell the man, look, man, we'll get him next week. Just because I knew, I'm serious, just because I knew I didn't have it that night. And the thing is, you know, I know the internet, you know, is lighting these guys up and letting them know that, you know, they didn't have the performance that a lot of people were looking for. Trust me, the guys that didn't have those performances, they know it.
They feel it.
They feel it. They trust me.
They know it's happening.
Well, exactly. So don't think that those guys don't think that they're gonna have to come back next time and, you know, make up for that. You know, get that broom and clean up that mess that was made. You know, so that's just part of the game. And I encourage the talent, man. Do not let something like this discourage you, because there again, everybody have bad nights.
Everybody does. And again, it wasn't even that it was a bad night. It was just not the match of the evening. And I guess, again, that comes kind of some of my gripe with some of the online community about this show is what is considered a good show? Like, what is, I guess, the bar to consider a good show? Because if I have 5 matches on the card and I'm thoroughly entertained by 3 of them, and one of them I'm intrigued by, and one was okay, that makes it a bad show? I don't know. I mean,
look, bro. Come on, Brad. You young man.
I guess
you young man. You don't have to really decipher what's going on here, do you? We're in 2025. Okay, we're in 2025 where everyone wants to be a part of the show. I get it. So I think that's what it is more so than anything. People are disappointed because, you know, they didn't see what they really wanted to see. And these days, when you don't see what you want to see, you have the right and the voice to go and make your opinion heard. I think that's what it is more than anything.
And I don't mind an opinion. I like contrarian point of views, and I like, you know, getting into the conversation and getting the weeds.
But it looks like you sound like you're a little upset with the people for having their opinion on the way. No, I'm just saying. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Okay?
Well, this show is all about the people, so I want to hear what the people have to say. And even our other colleagues at ESPN, I encourage the debate, and I have no problem if somebody has their opinion. I guess my question is, what is the bar? Like, what do we set the bar as? Like, for it to be an A show? What is an A show? Like, I guess, like, if this is a C, and I like 3 of the matches I thought were excellent.
Wait a minute.
I thought one was intriguing.
Look here. Why are you so upset at a C? A C is not a C is passing, right?
Passing, barely.
Yeah. I would have been happy with a C.
Look, If this was a pre-cal test and I got a C, I'd be like ecstatic.
So I'm
Chemistry.
just saying. So let's look at it that way. I
But
would
my
have been
question
happy.
is like, I'm just saying, like, is an A show only if every match is 5 stars and they do everything under the sun? Is it only a WrestleMania to get an A? Like, what's the criteria?
That's a question that really can't be answered.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a question that there again is going to always be debatable, because what's good to you could be great to someone else. What's one man's trash is another man's treasure. You know what I mean? So you got to be flexible when you hear something like that. You got to be able to take something like that as well with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? Because there again, an A show means that, man, everything, I mean, everything has to be right. If one thing is missing, the number, the letter go down, the grade go down. You know what I mean? So it's impossible. It would be impossible to have a show and it was totally an A by a grade. Now, from my expectations, did it live up to my expectations? And it wasn't an A when, we're in the boardroom after, and we're talking about, how well the show did on paper, as well as from a numbers figure. That's what I'm looking at it. From a boss's perspective. But what a A to you, could be a C to someone else. That's just the way life is.
Yes, it's all about perspective. And again, we're talking about something that is it's not like it's based in fact. This is based in feel. And so I understand that. I guess would like to know what the qualifications are. Like, what is the
there are no qualifications. There are no criteria.
Then it doesn't mean anything. Then the grades don't mean anything.
But the thing is,
they mean nothing.
Like I said, when did we start doing the A ratings and the grade ratings?
I don't know. Our colleague
look here. That's exactly what I'm saying. So this is something new to someone. Someone just made this up. So don't fall into the weeds. Don't get into the tea leaves, man. Because I can see you getting all red and flustered right now.
I'm getting hot about it.
We don't need that. We don't need that. All right.
Well, hey, I want to get to this match too before we go to break, and then we have to talk about Stephanie Vaquer. We got to talk about the mixed tag.
My God.
Stephanie McMahon was announced as a member of the 2026 WWE Hall of Fame coming up next year. Obviously, WrestleMania. It's a little bit early. We're about 6 months out from WrestleMania, so it's a bit of an early announcement. Your boy, The Undertaker, was the one who made the announcement in the same way that he did with Triple H, catching her off guard. Do you obviously feel like this is a warranted Hall of Fame induction, and were you surprised?
Come on.
Yeah.
Without even a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
Stephanie has did so much, for this business, behind the scenes. A lot of people don't see the real work. I've been around Stephanie since she was a little kid. You know what I mean? Running around the arenas. Literally, I watched her grow up and become the boss. And start directing and producing my vignettes. And I used to hate it. I used to hate when Stephanie would produce my vignettes, because we may have to do that damn vignette 10 times for no reason other than she wanted perfection. You know what I mean? Truly the best at her craft, as well as a trailblazer for women. So my thing is, she's definitely warranted this honor to get a chance to walk that aisle, thank the fans for this awesome ride that she was a part of, and created a lot of it as well. So yeah, man, it's definitely warranted. I'm so proud to see Stephanie make that walk. I'll be there. I'll be there for that one. But we got to take another break, guys. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame, baby. We'll be back in a minute.
Hey everybody, Brad Gilmore here with the one and only Booker T, and today we're not just talking about wrestling, we're talking about something that's changed the game for both of us personally, and that's Mando whole body deodorant.
Yeah, that's right, Brad. The most valuable thing in the world could be that #1 draft pick or home field advantage throughout the playoffs, but you know what? Second time.
Absolutely, Book, and let me tell you, managing body odor, That used to eat up a lot of time. Always worrying about it, especially around midday, but not anymore since we started using Mando.
Yeah, but tell them why, Brad.
Well, Mando isn't like those other deodorants that just mask the odor with heavy fragrances. Mando stops odor at the source. It blocks bacteria on your skin from breaking down sweat, which, by the way, is what really causes that BO.
And it's clinically proven to control that odor for up to 72 hours. Now that's long lasting, man.
It really frees up so much time since switching to Mando. I've even perfected my half-court shot, believe it or not.
Man, that's awesome. And let me add, I've been using Mando everywhere. Pits, grundles, and even those stinky crevices. We all got his aluminum-free, cruelty-free, dye-free, and vegan. Designed by a doctor who knew what was up about body odor, man.
And for our listeners, we got something special. New customers can get $5 off the Mando starter pack. That's over 40% off. Just use our code BOOKER at shopmando.com. That's shopmando.com.
Use shopmando.com. Check out their starter pack. Brad and I would not steer you wrong.
With Mando, you're really taking care of your body odor anywhere and everywhere. Give it a try and let us know what you think.
All right, now back to wrestling. But remember, control your body odor anywhere, anytime with Mando, and save big with the promo code Booker at shopmando.com. Booyah, baby. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Your man Booker T with Brad Gilmore. We talking Wrestle Palooza. It went down over the weekend. And the thing is, we had a lot of different opinions as far as what people liked, what people didn't like, how the show was, what kind of grade we got, this, that, whatnot, and the other. Boy, where you want to go, dog? Where you want to go?
Well, I guess let's get to Stephanie Vaquer and Io Sky.
Yeah, man. Oh, yes.
What a match. I mean, what a match between these two women. And I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment because sometimes I know we all can be, but I don't know if there's two better women's wrestlers on the planet right now than Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer. They went out, man, and worked. And it proves that wrestling is that international language like you always says it is. Say it is, excuse me. And I think that they knew what the task was. They were fighting for that uncrowned championship. And boy, did they ever do it. And Stephanie Vaquer reigns tall. Her father was in the audience, got to see her for the first time, wrestle in person. So it was great. It was phenomenal.
Changing of the guard, man. That's what I see more than anything. Of course, we've had Charlotte reigning supreme for many, many years. You know, Becky Lynch, Bayley. These ladies, they've been, bringing the noise for quite some time, in the WWE. And now we got, Io Sky, who came along and proved that, she proved that she is truly one of the best that has ever put on a pair of boots. She can go with anybody in the ring. She's just as good or better than any of the ladies that she step in the ring with on any given night. That's just a fact. And for someone like there again, the company to believe in Stephanie Vaquer to be the one to actually carry that mantle as the WWE champion. There again, in such a short amount of time put in. Seemed like Stephanie just got here, and now she's the world champion. But truly deserving of it at the same time. You know what I mean? This is not one that was given or anything like that. This is one that was truly earned, and I'm just glad that I was there to see it and had just a little bit of peace in the rise of Stephanie Vaquer. I really am.
Man, she started on the main roster in July, right? Mid-July. We're 2.5 months, 2 months into her run on top. Into her run on the main roster. Now she's on top as the world champion. What does that say? What does that say about how good this woman really, truly is? Are we watching something that is special and we need to be paying attention while we're in this moment?
I think so. We really are. I've been saying this about Stephanie Vaquer since day one. I really have. I've been talking about how good of a not the devil's kiss. I've been talking about how good of a worker she is and how smart Stephanie Vaquer is. I talk about the international language of professional wrestling to where she can go out and she can wrestle in Mexico, Japan, Germany, England. It don't matter what language you speak. You're gonna understand exactly what she's putting down in that freaking squared circle. I've been saying this since day one. A lot of people, may not, take my word, as Bud. But I'm gonna tell you right now, dog. Stephanie Vaquer, man, she's got all the attributes, man. All the attributes of being truly one of the greats to go down in the history of this business. Truly, man. So, like I said, I'm just proud to see her cash in. There again, like you say, a couple of months on the main roster. It seemed like she was in NXT for what, a year maybe.
Yeah.
And then boom, but like I say, man, nothing was given. She earned this spot. And she's definitely in a position now to where she's a player. I always say you got to get that first world championship to become a real player. Now she's got a chip in the game to where no one could ever take that away from her. What she do from here is going to be totally on her. I give her so much credit for, in the classroom trying to learn English on a regular basis now, So she's literally trying to do everything that it takes. She's putting in all the work to be truly one of the greats. And I commend her for that, man. Along with, like I say, the devil's kiss, we did it, baby. We did
it. Yeah. No, I obviously the devil's kiss is over. And, I was watching it with the missus and every time someone does the devil's kiss, they always say, oh, Booker was here. Where's Booker? Where's Booker? And she was like, Booker. I'm like, you got a lot to catch up on. Let me tell you what the devil's kiss is. Let me just keep, let me catch you up here on what's going on.
Get you in the loop.
Get you in the loop, right? And here's the thing. They went out and they definitely had the best match of the night. I don't think there's any question.
Up far.
There's no question about it. They're two incredible wrestlers. And the way that match finished, you know what? Let me pull the ESPN article back up because I want to say this. This is what it said. This was exceptional work from two of the best women's wrestlers in WWE. Stephanie Vaquer rolled out of the way of the over-the-top moonsault and headed to the top rope and hit a spinal tap for the finish. This is a match that you should go out of your way to see. It was given a B+, by the way. But I think that it's the match of the night. I give it an A. Everyone was bought into every near fall. And then when she won the title, everyone was pleased by it. And I don't remember somebody being on the roster such a short amount of time and already getting universal praise from the internet, from the fans, from the main roster, universal praise by everybody. Jim Cornette might even like her. I don't know.
Not Vince Russo. Vince Russo, take him out of the equation. He said she actually really wasn't that good. Like, are you kidding me, man? That's when you know somebody just hating. That's why I say Stephanie Vaquer, she's truly one of the best on the roster. And the thing is, you don't see what Stephanie Vaquer brings to the table. You just missing the boat. You're just missing the boat because she has every attribute, every one. She checks off every box. I'm talking about passing the airport test, everything inside that 20x20. She does it all. You know what I mean? So give it up to Stephanie Vaquer as well as Io Sky because Stephanie couldn't have done it without Io. Io is just that good. As good as Stephanie is, Io made her just that much better on that night. So both of those ladies, I commend them for going out there and stealing the whole damn show. That's the way I see it.
It was beautifully done. I can't believe Vince Russo would fix his lips to say something so crazy. But you know what? He also gave us Viagra on a pole. So it doesn't mean that his ideas are always the best. But when it comes to Stephanie Vaquer and this universal appeal that she has, I think you're right. It's, again, that more than even the airport test, because obviously she's a beautiful woman and she looks like somebody you'd be like, oh, who is that? And, you tap your buddy on the shoulder and point her out. But when she goes out there, you get lost. You get lost in her work. You forget that it's even you forget that it's the suspension of disbelief. When you watch her, it's as real as it possibly could ever be. And I think
but she entertains you too.
And that's what the devil's kiss is. The devil's kiss is the people's elbow. It's the spinneroonie. It's the move that we're all waiting. Okay, okay, you gave it to us. Yeah. But then you go out there and you do all this crazy work on top of it.
Yeah.
It's knowing how to be entertaining and also be a worker and a wrestler and what's on the marquee. She knows it, man.
Yeah,
Oh, it's so good.
she does.
So good. Now I can't wait to see who she works because I know they're going into Crown Jewel, which means that they're going to have the Crown Jewel champion again this year, where they have the two brand champions fight one another. So you're going to have conceivably Tiffany Stratton versus Stephanie Vaquer for that Crown Jewel championship in Saudi. I think they're going to Saudi.
Just think about it. There again, I was just talking about a second ago, the future. Stephanie Vaquer, she's the future. Tiffany Stratton, she's the future. I mean, to see those two go in there and actually mix it up, man, I think that I always say young people love seeing young people do things. You know what I mean? They can aspire to be that young person doing it. And both of these ladies are at that on the precipice of literally taking their careers. I'm talking about to the nebula, baby. I'm talking about all the way out there. So for me, those two, that's a perfect matchup. It really is.
Oh, I cannot wait to see them work at Crown Jewel. And Tiffany wasn't on the card that night at WrestlePalooza, but I think Tiffany and Jade and Nia are going to have a big match on SmackDown for the Women's Championship. And that's something that I'm definitely going to be looking out for on this Friday.
Wait a minute. On SmackDown this Friday?
This Friday.
Man, look here, man. I know, like I say, want to send my condolences out to Corey Graves, and hopefully he can get himself back at some point. But if they need somebody to step in, you know what I mean? I'm just a phone call away. And you know me, baby. You know, I'm always available when I'm available. You know what I'm saying? So
Is that what you're saying? If they call you and say, "Book, we want you," you'll answer the call.
Look, man, my phone is always on. I mean, I'm like a doctor with a stethoscope. You know what I mean? I'm ready to do this, man. I'm like the painter with the brush. Hey, no, dog, stick around. You in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Stick around. Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, Blue Chew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
You know, let's just get it out there, guys. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, you know, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, baby. Have we talked enough Palooza? You know what I mean? The A, B, C, D, E grading. Have we talked enough? I know what you want to talk about, Cody and Drew, right?
I guess we should just mention Cody and Drew.
We can mention it. Let's give it a mention.
Cody and Drew had a match at WrestlePalooza. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
No, but it wasn't anything like special or anything like that or anything. It wasn't one of those matches that we're gonna say, man, it was the greatest match or anything like that. It was a typical match. It was a typical match. You know, I think styles make make matches, but it wasn't. I don't think it's a match that we're going to be talking about for many, many years or anything like that. There again, man, every match is not going to be the greatest match. It just can't happen that way. You know what I mean? You're going to go out there and you're going to give your best. You're going to give 100%, and you're going to let the chips fall where they may. But me personally, that's just the way normally old cookie crumbles.
Yeah. I think that as far as WrestlePalooza goes, I enjoyed this show. And you know what? I know it's the first of many that we're going to get on the ESPN brand.
I think that's what it is more than anything. I think, people were really highly anticipating WrestlePalooza being the first to really, and the thing is, Triple H did promise a lot of surprises. If there was maybe it wasn't, maybe it didn't live up to there again, certain expectations. I get that. So, and there again, being the first, people are looking for you to knock it out of the park with something big, something extra. And I don't think in WrestlePalooza, I don't think we got anything extra.
Wait. I got to disagree.
Okay.
What do you mean? We got Brock Lesnar back for the first time in 3 years and AJ Lee for the first time in 10 years. That's not enough for everybody?
The thing is, if it would have been AJ Lee showing up at WrestlePalooza, it would have been different. If it would have been Brock Lesnar showing up at WrestlePalooza along with all the other festivities, that would have been something extra. But everybody knew these guys were going to be there already, so that wasn't anything extra. I mean, come on, let's just keep it real, man. You got to keep it real here. Just keep it real.
But no. I just don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because it's like if you would have told everybody at SummerSlam before, hey, right after SummerSlam, you're going to get John Cena and Brock Lesnar, and you're going to get AJ Lee back in a ring. Everyone would be freaking out.
Just imagine if it would have been something like this, like something like we did at Summer of Champions, with Danny Limelight, running in and cashing in, the battle to the bell, after two guys that just went out there and had a war. Seeing that extra something is going to give you, that's what I'm talking about. Okay? That's what I'm talking about.
I get it from that perspective, but I don't know. I think that we're a little spoiled. We're spoiled. We think that everything needs to be WrestleMania.
That's what I'm talking about. I think the fans were looking for something like that. And did they deserve something like that? Perhaps, because there again, this was WrestlePalooza. You got to deliver. You got to deliver. That's just part of the game.
Well, you know what? We did get a surprise. Pat McAfee was on commentary. That was a surprise.
Look here. I like Pat McAfee, but he wasn't in the ring working, and I don't think that's. You know what I'm talking about, man. I
know. I hear you. But let me mention AJ Lee, CM Punk, Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins. They went almost 30 minutes.
Look, all of that was good. But look, we looking for bells and whistles. We looking for surprise. Have you ever had a box of Cracker Jacks without the surprise?
No, but I will say the surprises are lackluster in my generation. We get like a sticker or a temporary tattoo.
Who cares? Look here.
You get a whistle?
Look here.
You get a whistle when you were young?
You still want it, don't you?
Did they give you a yo-yo?
I got a whistle. A whistle.
And what'd you do with it? You played with it.
What difference does it make?
No, you know what happened? You got that whistle, and then you say, oh, man, I wish it was a Dakota ring. That's what you were thinking. You can't satisfy everybody.
That's true.
You can't satisfy everybody, man.
Wait, people are today. I just want the prize in the Cracker Jack box. Let's move on, man.
Let's move on. Hey, you know what? AEW had All Out as well. I just want to give a shout out to them. Cope did a shout out to John Cena. He did the 5-knuckle shuffle in his match.
Look here. For the people who say I don't watch AEW, I saw that. And I saw it on YouTube.
Wait, hold on. You said you don't watch AEW. What do you mean the people?
Wait a minute. I said I don't, but I said I don't watch it live, but I do watch clips.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I watch the internet. I watch what people put on X, stuff like that. But I don't sit and watch a whole show. So yes, I did see the 5, and I did see the 5-knuckle shuffle, in paying homage to John Cena. Yes, I saw that. And was that a cool moment? Yes, it was a cool moment. But did I see anything else? I didn't see much else. I know. I think what Tony Storm lost the world championship, right?
I think Chris Statlander.
Chris Statlander, who I'm quite familiar with. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Shout out to Chris.
Yeah. So congratulations to Chris Statlander. All right, and what Hangman Page came back, right? Did Hangman? Oh no, Jungle Boy.
Oh, came back?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. Jack Perry made a return. Am I correct on that? Am I correct?
I think he was there. Yes.
Yeah, exactly my point.
It was hard for me to remember.
So look here, man. Look here. For all the people who say I don't know. All right, how about that?
Well, yeah, there you have it. That was All Out. I don't know. I didn't see a whole lot of people talking a lot about All Out because it was earlier in the day.
A lot of people speculating Andrade may make his return back to AEW. What do you think about that?
I mean, I don't really have any thoughts, to be honest with you.
I
I like Andrade. There's something missing there. I don't know what it is. There's just something missing there.
missing as in
it's just
work?
something missing in I don't know if it's in his work rate. There's something there that doesn't make me go, man, I got to see that Andrade match. And there's no disrespect to him. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I think he's actually a really great technical wrestler in there. But it was just like when we were talking about when he got cut, whenever that was, a month or a few weeks ago from WWE. It was like, okay, like I hate that. I hate that for him and his family and whatever he's got to do, to pay bills. Like I don't want to see anybody lose their job, but at the same time, I wasn't like shocked by it. I was like, okay.
Indies, it's called the Indies.
Bro, he can make so much more money on the Indies and doing. Maybe he can make money doing both because AEW lets you do a lot of indie dates, so maybe he could do both. But I think that he had problems there at AEW and couldn't wait to get out, which is why he came back to WWE. If things were good in AEW, he wouldn't have left.
That's a message to the guys that burn bridges, make waves. That's why I like it reality wrestling. I don't want any waves, not one damn ripple. You understand what I'm saying? So say what?
Kinda. Now one ripple, got it.
Oh man, seriously now, but no, I was just wondering. A lot of people are speculating that Andrade may make his return back to. I was just wondering, do you think there's a bridge for him to cross back over? Hopefully it is.
I think. I mean, look, Andrade. He's a talent. I want to see him succeed. So let's see where he
goes. I always thought Andrade's was an impeccable worker.
But do you think like he had all the boxes checked?
Not really. You know what I mean?
A
lot. Maybe it's his dress attire. Outside of the ring, sometimes it just looked a little 80-ish. You know what I mean? Maybe. You right? With the big glass. It kind of like Tony Montana, like with the big floppy collars, stuff like that. I don't know. I could be wrong. But you could be right. Something perhaps was missing. I don't know.
Was there anything else from AEW that stuck out for you? Were you a fan of the 8-woman tornado tailgate brawl? Did you watch the tables match?
I did see that, and I don't want to shun on anything that the ladies went out there and they worked hard. Okay. Maybe that match was built and designed for certain purposes. So there again, it's hard for me to criticize it, try to reconstruct it or anything like that, because that was the match. And there again, for the people who say I don't watch AEW, that was the match. That was the final match leading into the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Am I right? And the thing is, the ladies at the end of it, they was dancing. Everybody was happy, and I think that was the modus operandi, is to make sure we go into the pay-per-view where everybody's excited. And if that was the case, I think the ladies went out there and tried to accomplish their job. There again, boom. There again, for all the AEW lights. How about that? For somebody who don't watch it?
Yeah. Well, I look. Here's the thing.
How did I know that?
I'm actually shocked that you knew that.
How did I know that?
Clips.
No, I actually watched that on television.
Okay.
I saw the go home. That's the only match I saw.
Speaking of go home, we got one more
We gotta
segment.
take a
Let's go to
man.
break.
Stick around. We'll be back in a minute. Boom. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. We've been just chopping it up. I know we got a lot of, a few super chats we're going to get to here in a bit. And we've pretty much ran the gambit as far as WrestlePalooza goes. But Roger Jackson, son of legendary UFC fighter Rampage Jackson, finally got arrested and was charged with, I think, felony assault. Something like that. What do you think about that? What do you think about Raja finally being arrested?
I think it's the right call. I think that he should have been. I mean, what he did was, assault could have been much worse than it was, and it was really, really bad already. And I'm not saying anything that his own father didn't say. He said that he needs therapy, he needs anger management, and he needs to spend some time in jail. That's what his dad said. That's what his old man said. His pops.
Yeah.
And I think Dad probably knows best in this one. And I hated to see what happened there. And you know what? Maybe that will. Maybe sitting him down for a second will maybe help him prevent things in the future. Again, I don't wish this on anybody. I hate that it's even a situation that we have to comment on. And I hate that Roger
We got to comment on it. Because
Roger Jackson put himself in that situation for something to happen.
You know what, man? Young man definitely need to deal with this. Hopefully this will help him. As far as, life in the future, put yourself, because I always said, put yourself in a situation, something can happen every single time. You know what I mean? But two names, man, that has definitely skyrocketed is Doug Mello and AJ Mana. I'm gonna tell you right now, them suckers, man, they getting a lot of airtime since this thing went down. Doug was the guy who actually pulled Raja off of Stu and actually got into a little kerfuffle there, for a second, a little back and forth. Actually got hit in the eye by Raja. I think he got some stitches or whatever too for the situation that happened there. But this dude, he's campaigning for a contract. He's looking to come up. And I'm gonna tell you right now, hey, I appreciate the hustle. Dog. Man. Take this and you ride it as long as you possibly can. Now AJ Mana, now he's the brother who had the cowboy hat on. I don't think he's ever going to work in the business again. Good luck to you and your future endeavors, brother. That's all I want to say to AJ. I'm serious.
Well, you know the boys. And if there's an opportunity to get a little media attention, what I mean, make the rounds, get your name out there, the boys are going to go and do that. And,
I get it.
They're working.
I mean, and Doug, you know what I mean? He's a hero.
Yeah.
All right. He's a hero. I'm serious. You know what I mean? That dude, you better put some stars on his shirt next time you see it. I'm serious. Because that dude, overnight, Doug, he turned into a general. Hopefully you see this, dog. I'm giving it to you right there.
Yeah, you know what? But again, it's just such an unfortunate situation that it even occurred to begin with. And I hope that I know Psycho Stu got out of the hospital a few weeks ago and is recovering. So that's good news as well. And again,
you know what? I want to ask the people. I want to ask the people: Do the people want to see Doug Mello? I think it's named Mello. Come to reality of wrestling. Make a special.
Literally,
Do,
what M Music put in the chat a second ago.
Okay, boom, there it is. Do the people want to see Doug make his way to reality of wrestling and kick off, the career? We might. Owen Anderson, what was his title? The Enforcer. The Enforcer. Yeah. There it is. There it is. You know what I mean? So we're going to throw that out to the people. If the people, make it happen, guess what? We'll make it happen.
Well, Book, we'll have to see what happens.
He's a hero. He's a general. He's a general.
Interesting. It's something interesting. I will say this. Hey, what did you think of this? And then we'll get into our super chats. But, we have reality wrestling tag team champions, the Command, right? And they were at first a 3-man group of Big Luther, Terrell Tempo, and Quentin Winters, and they're called the Command. Well, this month, AEW, they have a group that's called the Demand. So you have the Demand and the Command, both trios at one point. I don't know. I don't know if we should have beef. Is that gimmick infringement? It's close. It's close to it. Close to it.
I mean, you work with a lawyer, man. You talk to him and see what he says. He might just say, man, it might be too much of a trouble.
I think it's gimmick infringement.
Yeah.
I'll inquire. We have Callie Toenail coming with our first super chat of the day. Loving this Cody versus Seth, especially since Seth lost the last 3 times. Seth don't have to do the job this time, so it'll be different, and different is good. He's talking about, of course, with Crown Jewel coming up, the 2 Crown Jewel champions, or the 2 champions compete for the Crown Jewel championship. So you'll get Seth versus Cody in Perth, which they have great chemistry. They have great chemistry.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, Seth is a worker, man. Like I said, a dude. He perform at a high level. He's actually toned himself down a whole lot over the years and only let loose when he need to. But that dude, he's a high caliber performer.
Why? What makes you say that? Yeah.
Oh, he's just a great storyteller. He understands what it means to, go out and make those fans feel opposed to just watching. And the thing is, he's grown a whole lot, from that time that he was, with the Shield, to now. I've watched him, morph into something totally special, especially that time where he was doing nothing, the pandemic and all that. He just started wearing some of the craziest outfits in the world. And sometimes when you're doing nothing, you got to entertain yourself. And he did a damn good job entertaining himself, and getting the crowd involved at the same time. And now, like we just said there by Callie, he's lost 3 times. I mean, he could easily win now, and people take it and run with it. Is it time for Cody to lose? That's the question. That's the question. You know what? Yeah, that's the question. Go ahead.
Well, I think that if you're going and look, obviously there's a title on the line for the Crown Jewel title. Cody won that last year, but there's it's not like his WWE titles on the line and the world titles on the line.
Before I forget, I just want to throw this out there. I saw something on one of the sites today. All right, and this is why I say let's not get too caught up into what's said on social media and all that. And the question was, should Chris Statlander, who should Chris Statlander and Stephanie Vaquer lose their titles to? That was the question.
Okay.
Let's move on. I digress. I'm just saying.
Didn't they just
so yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. For someone to be thinking that and write it, good God, man. Yeah, that was on E-Wrestling News. Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. Well, you know what? You can check out an article that I wrote last week about too many championship titles. I don't like too many championship titles. I think that there needs to be less titles, more champions. But let's go. What'd you say?
Go ahead.
What'd you say? I didn't hear what he said.
I didn't say nothing, man.
I just heard you go.
I didn't say anything.
I don't know what I heard. D'Angelo Brown says, why is ex-WWE wrestlers that go to AEW start having heat with WWE, like Ricochet, Bryan Danielson, and now MVP, who has heat with Triple H on TMZ podcast? I think MV has said stuff about Triple H, a few times, off and on over the years. I don't know what Bryan Danielson or Ricochet have said. I follow MV. I hear a lot of what he says, so I'm a little bit more familiar with his comments than the other two, but I don't know. That's just what it is. Sometimes you just air grievances or you talk about where you worked before. I don't know. I don't know if they have heat. Do you think Triple H and Envy have heat with each other? I don't know if they have heat. And to me, Triple H is taking on that Vince role where it's like everyone talked about Vince, no matter if they're employed by him or not.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say, man. I mean, I don't think Triple H is thinking a whole lot about what MVP is saying. I mean, those guys are in two totally different stratospheres as far as this business goes, as far as positioning. So, I mean, people are going to say things, especially when they know they're not going back. They're going to say whatever the hell they want to say, especially now they're again having that platform and that voice to say whatever you want to say. Yeah, but who was that say bosses move in silence?
G's move in silence was Lil Wayne.
There it is, right there.
That bosses take losses.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. So nah, man, I ain't got time to be going low. I'm like Michelle Obama said, I'm gonna go high, man, every time. So nah. I mean personally, I don't know the beef or anything like that, but to each his own.
Okay, I'm gonna read these last two, and then we'll go. Then we'll leave here for the day. M Music says, "Does Stephanie Vaquer's win affect Roxanne moving forward?"
Nah, I don't think so. I think this should motivate Roxanne to get to that next level. What am I missing, or am I missing anything, or is it just her turn? That's just part of the game. Roxanne Perez didn't slip on a banana peel and get to the main roster. That didn't happen by osmosis or anything like that. She is good as the press clippings talk about. She really is. So I feel like Roxanne Perez, she's gonna have her time. You know what I mean? But nah, you cannot say anything negative about Stephanie Vaquer getting there a little quicker. That's just part of the game. It's just the way it works.
Right place, right time, baby. And our final one of the day, Angry Duckling Institution says, Book, I asked JBL the same question. Should Kurt Angle do a run-in during Cena's last match and smack him, yelling out, I'm Kurt Angle, B? That is probably Angry Duckling Institution. Before you answer, Book, I just want to say.
Maybe, go ahead.
That might be the worst idea I've ever heard.
Well, maybe he should have rephrased that. Can Kurt Angle power walk to the ring? Guy just had 2 knee replacements. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Would Kurt Angle want to do something, like that? Me personally, I don't think so. Kurt is a rare dude. He's a rare jewel. So I don't think Kurt will be interested in doing something like that.
Well, those are super chats for the day.
Appreciate the super chat. Nah, man, I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame, getting your champagne wishes, caviar dreams. I got to get ready to get up out of here, man. NXT going down tomorrow. And, of course, we got No Mercy going down on Saturday. Trick Williams versus Oba Femi to unify the TNA World Heavyweight Championship and the NXT Championship. I got to get ready, man. But I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame, getting your champagne wishes, caviar dreams. The show is all about the people. Bradley, all the heavy lifting. As always, till next time, peace. We love you, and we out.